Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob Hounshell. I'm joined tonight by Lucas Miller. We're here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum for the first semifinal of the 14th Region Tournament in boys basketball. Tonight's matchup brings you the Perry Central Commodores against the Knott Central Patriots. Lucas, glad you're here with us tonight. It's going to have we've got a fine matchup in front of us, just a few minutes away from getting started.
Yeah, two of the perennial powers in the 14th Region will go at it here in about 8 minutes. For a shot to play for a trip to Rupp Arena. This is what everybody works all year for, is this Final Four and final game on Wednesday. So we'll see who can pull it out when we start her off here in a minute.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with some of the student athletes that I covered. I covered both of these two teams winning games this week, and pretty impressive on both parts. And can't wait to see these two get after it. And I think we're going to do a few commercials here and pay some bills and talk about our sponsors. We've got some great sponsors that'll be bringing all the region basketball action to you, and we'll take a break and do that here on BSN. Thanks, folks.
Appalachian Wireless puts service, towers, and technology in areas that other carriers won't. With almost 300 towers in our 29-county coverage area, we know for our communities to grow, they have to have connectivity to succeed. That's why Appalachian Wireless's primary focus is to provide support and service to communities that are in our coverage area. Advancing the gap between technology and communities is our goal of providing a better tomorrow for Appalachia. We are the region's best and most reliable network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
You may recognize us from some of our more lighthearted ads, but here at the law office of David A. Johnson, we take wrecks seriously, especially big truck wrecks.
Our attorneys live and work in the same communities as our clients. You may run into them at the grocery store, you may see them at the post office, but one place big insurance companies don't want to see them is here in the courtroom.
With over 35 years of experience, our clients get paid.
If you're involved in an accident, call the Car Wreck Pros.
All right, folks, we are back here at the Fairce Woods Coliseum as the Knott County Central Patriots get ready to take on the Perry Central Commodores. Coach B.B. King has got his players still out on the floor warming up, and Coach Hoskins and the Commodores have retreated back to the locker room right now. Lucas, as we get ready to go, what's your thoughts on this one?
I think, you've got a couple big matchups to look for. Obviously, inside, you got Josh McGuire and Lance McKenzie, two of the premier bigs in the region that'll go to battle down there tonight. Both of them are double-double machines. And then, on the perimeter, you got Kobe Napier and Ridge Beverly. Napier had a really good game in the first round and, kind of led Knott back after they was down at half to breath it. So I look for those two matchups to really tell the tale. And then also, you got Day and Brock for Perry and Dameron and Sloan for Knott. So, both teams are they have star power, but they're also well balanced and can play through each other there.
Well, it was an exciting exciting game that I got to call. Like I said, we talked about the players on Knott, the players on Perry, and I tell you what, there's some great matchups in this game. Looking back at the games that I just got to cover between these two teams, you know, I can't wait to see how Colby Napier steps up in this game. I sat here and told Bradley the other night that some point in that game that Colby Napier was going to be the difference in senior leadership. He steps up at, in the last part of the game. Seemed like every time Dameron made a pass, it was to Napier under the basket, and he found a way to get open. And that's what you do when it's this time of year in the regional tournament, getting ready to go to the state. You got to make things happen. And, a big factor in that game was McGuire under the basket also. Bradley and I talked a lot about the play of Shepard. Shepard was quiet. You didn't see him under the basket scoring a lot of points, but he was the glue. He was the person that was there holding things together for him and making it happen. So, and obviously this PCC team, Coach Hoskins, that game, they had a hard time finding any momentum.
Yeah, of course, Coach Bentley does a great job defensively of taking away what you want to do.
Yeah.
And he wants to make the game a slow grind.
Yeah.
And Coach Bentley and Coach Hoskins both are out of the Alan Hatcher coaching tree.
There you go.
And
there you go.
Alan Hatcher, he's a really good basketball coach at Perry and Graves County, and he built his system on ball control. And Perry, that's what they're going to want to do tonight. They don't want to score in the 60s and 70s with Knott. They want this game to be 40s, 50s.
I tell you what, it says a lot about this PCC team as two of their starters fouled out. They lost Brock and they lost Fannin. And, that's when Beverly and Day really stepped up and made some three-point shots and really got the momentum started for this Commodores team. And, look for him to be a big part of the action here for the Commodores tonight.
Yeah, and, you've got to expect that, Coach Hoskins, he was a battle-tested player, phenomenal player in high school, and then, he's had a lot of experience in the last few years coaching. He's going to try to take all the pressure off of his kids and say, Knott's got all the pressure on them.
Right.
They're a senior-dominated team. Those guys are feeling the pressure. You guys go out, relax, and just play, and, hope that some of those shots that they weren't hitting in the first round go down for him. And, Coach King, his record speaks for itself. He's been to 4 or 5 state tournaments and does a great job.
Just another day at the office for Coach King.
And he's got such a calmness. I always tell people, in the huddle, he always brings everyone down, everything.
Well, this will be a great one, folks. We got about 40 seconds before we get ready for our tip-off, if you will, as they'll throw the ball in. I think we're probably getting ready for National Anthem pregame prayer here in just a few seconds. Coach King's got his players up. He's got them like you just spoke about. He had them down, talking to them, bringing them down to his level. Both benches lined up now, getting ready for the National Anthem. We'll go quiet here for just a few minutes, folks, and we'll have the pregame prayer and National Anthem, and then we'll get right into some basketball action here in the first semifinal of the 14th region between PCC and Knott Central. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, would everyone please stand for a pregame prayer by Rick Hensley and the playing of the National Anthem by the Health Band from Perry County Central under the direction of Mr. Matthew Julian.
Shall we bow? Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this another day of life. And Lord, we ask that you would be with us tonight as we watch this game. And we ask that you would watch over each and every player, Lord, that participates and keep each one of them safe and from injury, Lord. And we also pray, Lord, that you would be with each family that's here tonight. Give them a safe trip back home, Lord, as they depart. And Lord, we also want to lift up once again, Lord, those people that have been affected by the floods in the many counties around us. We pray that you would bless them, watch over them, Lord, and help them be able to rebuild and be able to come back from this devastation. Again, we thank you for this day. Watch over each and every one of us here tonight, Lord, and the families that they represent. For these things we ask in your precious Son,
All right, folks, we are back with a great rendition of the national anthem by the Perry County Central Commodore Band. Glad they're here to do that for us tonight. Had a great atmosphere here the other night, Lucas, and I think that's going to be the same case here as the stands behind us are packed with Perry Central fans, and we look across the way at the Knott Central.
People still trying to make their way in?
Yes, sir. It's been a long time since we've had that atmosphere here in the Coliseum, and it's a great place to be on a Monday night in the 14th Region Tournament as we get ready for the starting lineups. Visitors on the scoreboard will be the Knott Central Patriots. First up for the Patriots, number 2, Kent Dameron. Great senior leadership by Kent Dameron in that last game as he's joined out at midcourt by the big man, number 35, Josh McGuire, another senior on this Patriot team. Young man we talked about, number 20, Colby Napier, joins them. Number 44, Scott Shepard, another senior on this team. And number 23, Kaiser Sloan, joins the rest of the Patriots starting 5. Coach B.B. King has got his guys ready to go. They look focused, and like you talked about, focused but calm. There's a sense of calm about this Patriots team right now. You could even tell it in the warm-ups. Home team on the scoreboard tonight is the Perry Central Commodores. First up for them, one of the finest freshmen in our region, Ridge Beverly, number 10.
Yeah, Beverly handles a whole lot of the ball handling for the Patriots, plays a big role.
Big, lengthy, athletic senior, number 4, Dylan Brock. Number 23, Tyler Day, who had a big game, like we talked about, really got the momentum going for the Commodores in the previous game. Number 12, Tyler Fannin, great young man that the Commodores look to outside the arc as well as driving the lane. And as you alluded to earlier, we got a great big man matchup as number 45, Chance McKenzie, makes his way out onto the floor to join the rest of the starters. McKenzie and McGuire are going to go at it down low tonight.
Oh, yeah. Both these guys play extremely hard and can go for 15 and 15 on any given night. Looks like Perry Central's won the flip, and they'll start with the ball.
Day going to inbound it for the Commodores.
Knott County will start man-to-man like BB usually likes to do.
Got a whistle here to hold up. I think we're waiting on the clock. Speaking of clock, we got to give a great shout out to Hubert Harold, young man who's always down below us running the clock here at the Coliseum. Beverly brings it across the court for the Commodores to get things kicked off. Now to McKenzie, now to Brock, top of the key, over to Beverly. He's going to dribble around top of the key from the elbow, puts up a long jumper, and it's good. If he gets hot early, look out. It took him a little while earlier in the week.
That's got to be some welcome sight to Coach Hoskins.
Yeah, great play by the Commodores to get this thing started early. Shepard with it for the Patriots. Comes out top of the key, over to Sloan. Now to Dameron. Dameron dishes inside for McGuire. He spins on McKenzie, goes up. He finds it early too.
McGuire loves to turn over his left shoulder and shoot that little right hook or right hand drop step.
Well, that looked good right then. Beverly now to Day. Day over to Fannin on the right wing. Brock top of the key, now to Day. McKenzie over on the left corner, now to Fannin. He'll take a three just behind the arc, no good. Battle for the rebound. McKenzie comes up with it, dishes over to Fannin. Now to Beverly. Ridge Beverly working against Dameron. He's going to go inside. He goes, gets the shot off, but he's fouled. I don't think the shot had much of a chance, as I think he wanted to go inside and draw the foul. Nice move by Beverly.
Dameron was a victim of his own game. Dameron is extremely crafty at drawing fouls, and Beverly was able to get into his chest there and draw one on Dameron. Is unable to hit the first free throw. That's been a struggle for the Commodores all year, is free throw shooting. I know Coach Hoskins alluded to that in the post-game press conference. Gets the second one, though.
Beverly, a fine freshman. We're getting the witness here in this region. Dameron brings the ball up for the Patriots. He's working against Fannin. Dishes over to Shepard. Now in the corner to Sloan. Inside to McGuire. Back to the free throw line to Shepard as he tries to turn, and he's going to get called for the walk. Nice move by Shepard. Just couldn't hold on to it as he went into the lane and got called for the walk.
Watching Coach King, he looked over and Coach King just said, calm down. Yeah. It's okay. It's early. No big deal.
Maybe forced it a little bit. He could have looked for another pass. Beverly working against Dameron. Now over to Day. Day looks inside. He wants McKenzie, but he can't get him because McGuire's right on him. Now to Fannin. He's guarded by Colby Napier. Beverly going to drive. Goes up against Shepard. Shots no good off the backboard. McGuire comes down with a rebound. Dameron going to push it up for the Patriots. Goes inside the lane. Dish out to Sloan, who's open for three. It looks good, and it is. As the Central Patriots hold up the threes. Big shot by Kaiser Sloan. 6:06 to go. 5-3. Patriots with an early 2-point lead. Day over to Fannin for the Commodores. Now to Brock. Brock going to drive. Spins on Shepard. Dish to McKenzie, who's open for a short jumper. Big man with a nice shot.
He hits that shot with regularity. He hit 2 of those against Estill, and I watched him play earlier in the year at Wolf, and he hits 4 or 5 of those shots. Done a real nice job taking that mid-range jumper.
Shepard over to Napier. You think the Patriots want to get Napier started early too, as he goes into the lane with a nice layup over Day. 7-5, Patriots with the lead. Beverly crosses midcourt for the Commodores. Working against Dameron. Great guard matchup here in this game. Over to Day. Day dribbles around the pick by McKenzie. Now over to Fannin. Fannin top of the key over to Beverly. He's going to drive. Works from the free throw line. Dishes over to Brock. Now Day's open. Day's going to drive. Puts up a floater. No good. Tipped his own rebound. Comes back down to Shepard for the Patriots. Up to Dameron. Dameron pushes it in for the Patriots. He goes in against Fannin. No call. The shot's going to be good as Fannin tried to draw the charge.
Coach Hoskins wanted the charge there.
He sure did, and Fannin tried to draw it. I mean, it kind of looked like it from here, but that's why I'm up here and not down there in the stripes. The whole coaching staff was showing charge for the Patriots, or for the Commodores.
9-5 lead now for the Patriots. Beverly's going to shoot a 3, and it rims off.
Nice rebound by Sloan. Napier sets up against Fannin. Passes over to Dameron. Dameron looks. Now over to Shepard. Napier from the corner for 3. He's open, and it's nice. Nothing but net.
Central.
You got to have one here, Coach.
Yeah. Somebody got lost on defense, and the one player for Knott County you have to know where they're at is
Colby Napier. You're exactly right.
You can't let him set his feet and shoot a nice, easy jumper.
Folks, we'll take a quick minute here to mention our sponsors here for the 14th Region Tournament. Once again, we want to say a special thank you to Appalachian Regional Healthcare. ARH is the healthcare system of Appalachia. First Trust Bank, great people, great banking and financial services with locations in Hazard, London, and Richmond. The law offices of David A. Johnson. Eastern Kentucky folks representing everybody in Eastern Kentucky. Appalachian Wireless, where you always get more with Appalachian Wireless. PDQ Sales and Service, located here in Jackson. Dan McIntyre and the guys will take care of all your wholesale needs. Go Time and Steak and Shake. Refresh, refill, and refuel at Go Time. 6 locations for your convenience. And Steak and Shake in Hazard, great food at a great price. Special thanks to all those sponsors here tonight. Beverly for the Commodores. Over on the left wing now to Fannin. Inside to McKenzie. McKenzie backs up against McGuire. Now dishes to Fannin. Fannin drives, puts up a nice jumper, but it rims out.
Fannin took a hard fall there.
He's coming up the court late. Napier gets it over to Sloan. Sloan drives against Brock. Brock gets a block on that one and goes down the court to Beverly, who's open for the layup. Napier was trailing him hard, but Beverly able to get the layup. 12-7 now for the Patriots as the Commodores try to battle back. McGuire going to work against McKenzie. Hook shot up, no good, but he's going to draw the foul. I think that'll be McKenzie's first if that's on him. Nope.
I think they got the reach in on Beverly there.
2, that one's on. It's all right. Beverly knew it was him. McGuire goes to the free throw line. 3:40 to go in the first. First shot is up, and it's good. Second shot for McGuire. It's good. Day inbounds the ball to Beverly. Beverly looks to Coach Hoskins. He yells out the instructions. Beverly switches with Day. Gets a pick from Brock. Passes over to Day. Now to Fannin in the corner. Fannin looks inside. Passes back to Beverly. Beverly over to Day. Day back to Fannin over here in the right corner. Now to Beverly. Commodores kind of calm. Day going to put up the three. Wow, that one looked good when it lifted his hand.
That's a big shot for the Commodores there. You know, they went 3.5 quarters in the game against Estill County before hitting one of those. You know, a couple of those go down. Knott County has to make an adjustment and things open up on the inside.
I tell you what, Day is a fine athlete, and when he gets some confidence under him, look out. Colby Napier going to take a long three over Day. Can't get that one. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be turned over to the Commodores. You got to think Coach King, he's got to be a little bit frustrated with Colby that time. I think Napier really took that shot a little early.
Yeah, that wasn't in the offense there.
He had Day in his face too, and no doubt wanted to match that three, but a little bit early for that one. Dish inside to Brock. Brock fakes, passes back out. Now Beverly over to Day. Day going to shoot another three.
Got it.
Perfect. Same spot on the floor he hit the last one, and like I just said, look out. Big smile on his face. Big smile on his face. He gets a little confidence. Look out as Dameron goes under the basket. With about 3 Commodore defenders, gets that one to go in, 16-13. Knott Central with the lead. Great comeback by the Commodores at this point, though, after that timeout. Day going to drive. He looks, passes over to Fannin.
Nice kick out there. A little hard.
Yep, shot's going to be a little long for Fannin.
Knott's looking to run.
Shepard dishes it, saves it from going out of bounds, and Beverly comes back up with it. Knott tried to rush things a little bit that time, maybe. Beverly tries to make them pay, can't get the roll.
I'd have liked to have seen him kick that ball today. Day was open in the same spot, you know.
Under the basket is Shepard working against McKenzie.
That foul's going to be on the floor.
And that foul's on the floor before the shot. Knott Central maybe want to slow things down just a little bit. Seemed a little bit rushed on the last 2 possessions as we see Drake Sloan, fine 8th grader, come in for Dameron as Dameron's going to go to the bench.
Chance McKenzie, well, he was going to come in. I think Chance McKenzie's going to check. Well, no, he didn't get him to the scores table enough time. Nice steal there by Day.
Day skies up to pick the pass off. Knott Central having a little trouble with the Commodores right now after that timeout.
Both these coaches are going to make adjustments as McKenzie's going to shoot another jumper and it rims out on him.
Sloan with a nice rebound. Now to Drake Sloan. Going to run the point for the Patriots.
We was talking about playing with calmness. You won't find many 8th graders that play with as much calmness as Drake Sloan does
exactly
in this type of a situation.
Real impressed with this young man as he comes into the game, and really Knott Central doesn't miss a beat as he, you know, I think some of these teams may take him for granted. He can sit back and shoot an open shot sometimes. Under a minute to go here in the first. 16-13 Central Patriots with the lead as McGuire steps back with a nice shot, little jumper. 18-13, 45 seconds to go. Beverly across midcourt working against Drake Sloan. Over to Fannin. Fannin back out to Lance McKenzie. McKenzie works over to Beverly. Illegal screen maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have there.
Yep. It's going to be called out against Brock. Shepard going to bring the ball inbounds for the Patriots.
Knott really needs a stop here. You know, they've battled, you know, and they're within 5. That they don't need to let Knott get a bucket and all the momentum going into the second quarter, because Knott will get the ball to start the second quarter also.
Sloan dishes to Napier, but it's picked off by Day again.
Day's got extremely long arms, and he gets his hands on a lot of balls out there.
Beverly going to push it up for the Patriots with under 10. We're down to 6 seconds now. Ridge tries to dribble around the screen. He does over to Day. Day going to put up a long 3 from the top of the arc. No good. Desperation shot by Napier at the end of the first was no good, and that brings us to an 18-13 break between first and second periods. We'll take a quick minute to run down these sponsors once again. Tournament sponsors for the 14th region. Appalachian Regional Healthcare, ARH, is the healthcare system of Appalachia. First Trust Bank, great people, great banking and financial services. Locations in Hazard, London, and Richmond. Law offices of David A. Johnson, Eastern Kentucky attorneys representing Eastern Kentucky people. Appalachian Wireless, serving Eastern Kentucky, better service, bigger savings. You'll get the best at Appalachian Wireless. PDQ Sales and Service, formerly Jackson Wholesale, serving all the wholesale needs of Eastern Kentucky. Go Time and Steak and Shake. Go Time with 6 locations, refresh, refill, and refuel at Go Time. And Steak and Shake and Hazard, great food at a great price. Lucas, a great first quarter of action between these two. Knott Central's really come out with a vengeance, and I think they got a little bit careless there in the last part of the first quarter. Coach Hoskins on the Commodores bench got a good timeout, as you alluded to, and I think that slowed them down a little bit and got a little bit of fire built under the Commodores.
Yeah, I look for the Commodores to try to maybe slow the pace down just a little and, try to work into McKenzie a little bit more and see if they can get him going on the inside.
Coach B.B. King's got his starters back in the game now as Dameron's back. That shot's no good by Sloan under the basket. Beverly's going to drive for the Commodores. That layup's no good. Rebound down to Shepard. Shepard up to Dameron. Dameron brings the ball across midcourt over to Napier. Now back to Dameron.
Coach King wants the ball to go inside to McGuire a little more. He's hollering at his guards to give him a look.
Dameron looks inside to Napier. Now to Shepard. Dameron, top of the key, going to put up a 3 off the front of the rim. Ridge Beverly with another big rebound for the Commodores.
Coach Hoskins has switched to a zone defense, a matchup zone that he's very well known for, and Knott County never did make an adjustment on that. They were still in their man offense. Yep. It was a good decision there by Coach Hoskins.
McKenzie with it. Back to Beverly. Beverly over to Day. Now to Fannin in the corner. Fannin going to dribble out. Pass to Beverly. Beverly works from the left elbow of the lane, and what a pretty shot by Ridge Beverly.
He knew where he wanted to get to, and as soon as he got there, he knew what he wanted to do. So that shows the maturity there of the young freshman.
3-point lead for the Patriots. Dameron over in the corner. Looks inside.
Another ball tipped by Day.
That's 3 by Day. That's 3 passes that Day has picked off here in the first half. He's going to dribble, put up a short jumper, no good. Great defensive effort by Tyler Day, though, as Sloan going to drive in hard against Fannin, goes up and in for the layup.
Day comes up gimpy.
Came down hard on that foot, I believe. May have rolled an ankle. He's all right. Says, Coach, I'm not coming out. 20-15.
Jaden Huff checking in for Kaiser Sloan.
Huff had some good minutes the other night.
Yeah, Coach King, he plays Huff and Drake Sloan a lot off of his bench. Those are his 2 primary subs.
Beverly working against Dameron, top of the key for the Commodores. Inside to McKenzie. McKenzie now to Fannin. Oh, he tried to make a hard pass to Beverly.
Yeah, Napier read that.
Yeah, Napier and Dameron were both there. Dameron loses the ball under the basket, throws it back to Shepard. Dameron comes back with it, now to Shepard. Shepard going to walk things out to the top of the key. Dish inside to Napier. Napier will turn, put up a shot from the free throw line, and it's good. We got another timeout by Coach Hoskins. 22-15, 5:35 to go in the second before the half.
Commodore coaching staff not real happy with their zone movement there. They left Napier open at the free throw line. That's something you can't do.
Yeah, it's hard to leave Napier open anywhere on this court, but if you're going to give him that shot from the free throw line, he's going to take it. 5:35 here to go before the half. 22-15, 7-point lead for the Knott Central Patriots.
It's been a pretty clean game so far, Rob. Just 4 fouls really total. Both teams done a good job. I look for the physicality to increase as the game goes on, especially if it gets a little tighter, the score gets a little tighter, everything gets a little more serious.
You got to think both coaches are going to keep looking inside to their big men.
Absolutely.
Both of these guys, like you said earlier, great big guys in our region, and McKenzie and McGuire are both. You think both coaches going to try to play through them, if you will, a little bit. Beverly walks the ball up the court for the Commodores. He's working against Colby Napier. Gets a screen. Napier going after the ball. Dish over to Fannin. Fannin looks inside. He's going to dribble into the lane. Goes up. Can't get the shot to go. Brock tips. Comes down to Shepard. Dameron pushes the ball up the court to Colby Napier, who's going to go up for an easy layup. 24-15.
That's a foul that Coach King's not happy with at all.
Napier going to force the issue there and try to take the ball away, and he's going to get called for the foul. That's Colby's first foul. 5 minutes to go before the half. Day and Beverly both walk up the court together for the Commodores. Beverly over to Day now. He's working against Huff. Dameron takes the ball away from Day. Shifty to the guard for the Patriots, able to steal that one right out of Day's hands. Dish inside to Napier now. What a great pass to McGuire. He tries to spin, gets the shot up, no good. Fight for the rebound. Day for the Commodores comes down with it. It's going to slow things up a bit. Fannin back to Beverly.
Commodores really need a bucket here. They've just scored once in the second quarter here in the first 4 minutes, basically.
Dangerous stance by Beverly as he was dribbling right into the face of Dameron, and the Patriots going to come up with another turnover. Dameron going to go in the lane. Dishes to McGuire, who goes up. Day went for the block, but I'd say that foul's going to be on him. No, they're going to call that on Fannin. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think we're going to have a sub coming in here for the Commodores.
Tell you what, some of the Commodore players grabbing their shorts already, Lucas. This has been a quick moving, fast-paced game. Fannin's going to take a quick seat as Castle's going to come in for the Commodores. The young man got a lot of minutes in the last game. McGuire at the free throw line, 15-25, 10-point lead for the Patriots. Tries to stretch it to 11, and he does. 26-15, 4:05 to go. Beverly looks to Coach Hoskins for some instruction. Brings the ball across midcourt. Sets the offense up. Over to McKenzie. McKenzie now dishes back to Brock, top of the key. Over to Beverly. Brings it around. He's going to drive over to the right side now to Brock. Brock going to go inside, spins, turns, puts up a shot over McGuire.
Nice shot there.
Yeah, really nice with McGuire in his face. Here comes the Patriots back quickly. Napier goes to the rim with another layup. That's where Napier made such a difference in the last game. He's just able to get open, and he's so quick getting to the hoop. 3:27 to go, 28-17. 11-point lead for Coach King's Patriots. Beverly shouts some instructions. We've got a quick call going to be on Huff, I believe. No, maybe not. What was the call?
I'm not sure.
I'm still confused. Everybody on the court looks confused.
Yeah.
One referee knows what's going on. I don't know what happened.
Must have been checking something with the book or something.
Must have been no foul called. I thought he was going to call a foul on Huff, but no foul called. We're back to the action. Castle with it now, working against Dameron inside to Day. Day back to Castle, going to shoot the three right off the bench. Puts up a shot, no good. Rebound down to Shepard. Shepard up the court to Dameron. Dameron working against Ridge Beverly.
Perry's in the danger zone right here this last 3 minutes. You know, they've got to find some stops. They can't let Knott extend this lead. And a nice steal there by Brock. That stepped out of bounds.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Bad break there.
Went after it. Great defensive effort by Brock. Stepped on the out of bounds line as he made the steal. Dameron for the Patriots, working against Beverly. Now to Colby Napier, working against Tyler Day. Inside to Huff. Huff wide open for a layup. A few people wanted a walk called on that one.
The Patriots are an extremely good screening team.
Yes.
They love to set the high screen for the ball and away from the ball.
That's how Huff got open that time as Brock dishes inside to McKenzie. Goes up against McGuire. Puts up a shot, no good. Foul going to be called on Scott Shepard.
Yeah.
McKenzie be shooting two. McKenzie's a 50% free throw shooter for the years. He missed the first one.
Kaiser Sloan checks in for Kobe Napier.
Second shot by McKenzie's up, no good, missed them both. Commodores really needed those.
Yeah. They've got to try to slow this run down. Knott's on a 12-4 run in this quarter here.
Dameron over to Huff. Huff to Kaiser Sloan, top of the key, back to Dameron. Dameron back to Huff now. Sloan inside to McGuire. McGuire going to work against McKenzie. Goes inside, puts up a shot. Nice little bump to make his way in there. Nice shot by McGuire. 32-17 Patriots. Beverly cross midcourt for the Commodores. Tries to set up the offense. He's working against Kaiser Sloan. Passes over to Day. Day working against Huff. Now to Brock inside. Brock fakes, goes up. Can't get the shot to fall.
The Commodores have had probably 5 or 6 as the ball's deflected by Beverly layups, come up short and roll off the rim there. That's a huge difference in this ball game right now.
Sure is.
They've been quality shots. They just haven't been able to get them to go down.
Yep.
Those go down, it's 25-32.
You're exactly right. Dameron now working against Beverly.
Beverly with the steal.
Able to pickpocket, takes the ball away, and here comes Shepard. Tries to take it away from Beverly, and he's going to get called for the foul.
That's a good hustle play that Coach King don't have a problem with, though. That prevented a layup.
Yep.
You'd like to have got the steal, but even, the foul, that Coach King, he doesn't have a problem with that. That was a hustle play that kept a wide open layup from happening.
Shepard going to sit with 2 fouls as Kobe Napier comes back in for the Patriots. Beverly cross midcourt for the Commodores, calls the offense. Working against Kaiser Sloan. Looks, passes to Day. Huff tried to pick that pass off. Day about loses it in the corner. Able to hang on to it. Dribbles inside. Kick back to Castle. Castle inside to McKenzie. Now to Brock. Brock can't handle the pass. Ball going to go out of bounds. Turnover to the Patriots.
The Commodores just don't seem real sure of themselves right now. Nobody, is really stepping up, trying to get the ball and trying to score. Everybody's just kind of looking to pass.
Coach Hoskins got to be a little upset with the confusion on the Commodore faces right now, as that looked a little bit rough on that
illegal
possession.
Screen there by McGuire. He leaned the shoulder out there.
Yep.
We're going to have a sub here. Shepard's going to come in for McGuire. He don't want to take a chance.
Coach King's going to bring McGuire out. Coach King's not real happy with Josh McGuire right now. Shepard replaces him.
Commodores really need a basket here to try to cut into this lead and slow this momentum down.
Pass over to McKenzie by Beverly. McKenzie going to stop, put up a jumper over Napier, no good. Rebound down to Shepard. 23 seconds to go. Dameron for the Patriots kind of slows thing down. Working against Beverly. Over about the Bobcat logo on the right side of the court. He's going to try to take Beverly to the basket. Passes to Napier from 3, no good. McKenzie tries to come up with a rebound. Ball going to be knocked out of bounds and go to the Commodores with about 1.4 seconds to go on the clock. 5 fouls for the Patriots and 4 for the Commodores here in this half. 1.4 to go. Let's see what the Patriots can do. Do you throw it down court?
You can't turn it over and give Knott a chance to score at the buzzer. That's the main thing.
You got Castle and Brock down here, but they're going to get it to Beverly. Beverly puts up a shot from half court. Bounces off the backboard, no good. That's going to bring us to the halftime. 32-17. Knott Central Patriots with a big lead over PCC at this point. Folks, we'll be right back to recap that first half after these commercials. Thanks for watching.
Appalachian Wireless puts service, towers, and technology in areas that other carriers won't. With almost 300 towers in our 29-county coverage area, we know for our communities to grow, they have to have connectivity to succeed. That's why Appalachian Wireless's primary focus is to provide support and service to communities that are in our coverage area. Advancing the gap between technology and communities is our goal of providing a better tomorrow for Appalachia. We are the region's best and most reliable network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
You may recognize us from some of our more lighthearted ads, but here at the law office of David A. Johnson, we take wrecks seriously, especially big truck wrecks.
Our attorneys live and work in the same communities as our clients. You may run into them at the grocery store, you may see them at the post office, but one place big insurance companies don't want to see them is here in the courtroom.
With over 35 years of experience, our clients get paid.
If you're involved in an accident, call the Car Wreck Pros.
All right, folks, we are back here at halftime at the Fairce Woods Coliseum in Jackson, Kentucky, where the Knott Central Patriots have a commanding 32-17 lead over the Prairie Central Commodores. First half of action, Lucas really saw the Commodores bust things open inside, if you will. That's where the difference has been, is the points in the paint.
Oh, yeah. Prairie Central, they shot 31% in the first half. They went 7 for 22. And Knott went 13 for 19 for 68%. Like you said, probably 2/3 of those shots came in the lane. Kobe Napier got established early, and Josh McGuire, he scored some early there for him also. Perry's had a really, really hard time getting shots to fall outside and even in the lane. We talked about it a little bit ago there. And they missed 4 or 5 bunnies, and if those go, it's a lot closer game. But they didn't.
Different story, yep.
Perry got outscored 4-14 in the second quarter to create that large deficit. And coming out, it's going to be a real hard uphill climb for the Commodores. Obviously, we've seen how good of halftime adjustments Coach King made against Breathitt when they were down 8. And came back and went on a big run. Now they've basically doubled up Perry in the first half, and it's going to be really, really hard for the Commodores to mount a comeback. They're going to definitely have to start being able to hit some outside shots and close the lane down on the Patriots.
Yeah, Kobe Napier able to really get inside and make some open baskets, and we alluded to the fact that, and you talked about how they like to set the screens to get people inside, and we really saw that happen a lot. Some good minutes by Huff and Sloan that both came into the bench for Coach King also.
It's a real there are very few fouls called in the first half. I don't think anybody's got any foul trouble really to speak of. Brendan, you were down there on the baseline. It seemed to be pretty physical down there with McKenzie and McGuire.
It is, and you can tell Coach King has made an emphasis in taking the ball to the basket.
Yeah.
They're getting the ball to the 10, man, and Prairie Central's taking jump shots.
Yeah.
And that's the difference right now, is that they're taking the ball to the basket, getting much easier, higher percentage shots than Prairie Central is right now. So, Coach Hoskins make some adjustments there at halftime. They're really going to have to put on a run in this second half to get back in this one. I mean, they're not a high-scoring team, and being down by 15 right now, it's going to be a tough ask for them. It's not beyond their ability, but it's going to be a tough ask. So let's see what they came up with at halftime.
I think the first 3 or 4 minutes is going to tell us a lot. about how the second half's going to go. Perry Central, they can't wait 3 or 4 minutes to get going. They've got to come out right out of the gate here and make a run, cut this down to single digits. That's got to be their goal, going into the fourth quarter is try to have it to 8 or 9.
Coach Hoskins had to look for some bright points in the locker room at halftime. You got to be pleased with the defensive play of Day. So he was able to pick off a few passes and try to make some things happen. But the Commodores just having a hard time getting things going on offense. And, that in part to B.B. King's defense here of the Patriots. Great play by Shepard and Napier early. McGuire and McKenzie, that battle inside's really been quiet up to this point. We've seen both of them have a couple of good moves, but at this point, if you're scoring it like a prize fight, I think McGuire is going to come out on top. He's got the most points at this point in the game. And
does McKenzie have 2?
Yeah, he hit a jump.
I thought he had 2 early, and they left him in. And I didn't know if that second foul was called on him or not. But he's done a good job staying there playing defense for the Commodores without picking up that third foul. Because if he goes out, there's not much more muscle to put up against McGuire. And McGuire, he's the big muscle in the region now.
And if BB holds true to his usual game plan, he's going to come out in this third quarter and the ball's going to go inside to McGuire early and often. That's what else should you do? But now Colby's getting to the rim pretty effortless, and so is Kent. So Perry's struggling with the high ball screen, and Napier's flashed open 2 or 3 times there, and I think we talked about it the last time Knott was out here. There are 4 or 5 seniors out there playing. Yeah. And these kids are playing like they know next time they lose, their careers are over.
We keep asking about these questions in the postgame about who's coming back and what they think about it and stuff. We don't know that. These kids may be playing their last game here tonight, and that's the way you got to face it all the time, and they are. These kids have been through it all at Knott Central, and especially with BB. Just talking about BB with what he's faced personally and what these kids have had to do with him on the road and taking treatment stuff. It's the special bunch.
Well, we talked about in the pregame, Coach King's obviously a phenomenal X's and O's coach, but to me, the biggest thing he does, he brings a calmness to his team, and they never seem to get very rattled. And in a regional tournament, that's what you got to have.
Before I head back to the floor, I definitely want to thank our tournament sponsors. It's been phenomenal. Thank them for doing what they've done. They stepped up here. I didn't really start working on that till about Tuesday, probably Thursday before we came in here Saturday. So ARH, thank you. Stephanie Dameron sitting across the way, Kent's mom. She's the lady that runs the show there for marketing. We thank her. First Trust Bank, my friend Hugh Mitchell up there does an awesome job. I do some work for them outside, bank work and stuff, and appreciate those guys. Law offices of David A. Johnson, David, and those guys do a phenomenal job, especially criminal work around and big car wrecks, and so they do excellent. Appalachian Wireless, we can't talk around here without App Wireless. I tell you, nobody else works here in our area, so we thank them, and basically they can get your best phones. I've signed up on that Advantage plan now, so I'm trading phones left and right because I burn them up doing these picks on them and stuff. So we thank them. Dan McIntyre here at PDQ Sales and Service, and then Kim and Scott King at Go Time and Steak and Shake. We thank them for being our overall tournament sponsors. We've got some people that have sponsored specific teams all year, and we'll have those on the Wolf game. But these guys stepped up and made these broadcasts possible. And thank you, folks. I want to say before I go back down, give us a subscription there on YouTube. We're about 23 away from hitting that 1,000 mark, and actually it's in most of our games now, YouTube crowd's getting almost as big as the Facebook crowd.
And just to remind everybody, that is 100% free. There's no charge to that, and we'll also be having our post-game press conferences that you can view on YouTube. And
I'll head in there straight away, and we'll have the winner first and the non-winner second, so we'll head there in a few seconds, guys. And I want to say before I go, I'm not going to sing, but happy birthday, Rob.
Thank you, sir. We talked about that earlier. We were going to open the broadcast.
Happy birthday.
A little bit of happy birthday action.
If I could sing one day, I'd sure do it, folks.
Appreciate that.
Holding strong at 30, ain't you?
Yeah. Well, I would agree with that if everybody hadn't told my age on Facebook today, Lucas.
Daggone it.
The joys of social media. Folks, we're back. period action. Got a quick whistle. Referee calls for the ball to come back. Score, looking at the scorer's table again.
Not sure
They're going to reset. Not going to even reset 8 minutes. They're going to go with 7:56. So here we go. Brock, top of the key for Commodores, over to Beverly. Beverly dribbles around in the lane. He's going to go in hard against McGuire, and Colby Napier just takes that one away from Beverly. Dish over to Kaiser Sloan from the corner. Three's no good. Big rebound by McGuire, and he's going to get called for the walk. Came down and took an extra step.
You know, Perry's first possession there, they had an open look from outside and didn't take it and then drove. You know, there's not a lot of space in that lane.
No.
You know, when you've got Josh McGuire and Scott Shepard, as Beverly's going to shoot a three and hits it,
I was getting ready to say that was a rush shot, but when you can take it like that and make it, why not? Big three-point basket by Beverly. 20-32, 12-point lead for the Patriots. Shepard working over on the left wing. He's going to dribble out the corner, pass to Dameron.
And the important thing for the Commodores, remember, is they don't have to get them all back at once.
That's right. Long second half. And Fannin going to be called for that foul. That's 2 on Fannin. Kaiser Sloan going to inbound the ball for the Patriots. Looks inside to McGuire. He turns, spins against McKenzie, puts it up and gets the roll. Nice spin. And put back by big Josh McGuire over McKenzie. Beverly across half court for the Commodores. He's directing Day. Now dishes over to McKenzie, to Brock, top of the key. Going to dribble in the lane. Goes up with a nice scoop play up and in for Brock.
Coach Hoskins needs him to get going. He's had a quiet first half, but he really needs him to chip in some on the offensive end.
Dameron working against Fannin. Now over to Shepard. Man, McKenzie and McGuire really getting after it under the basket. Shepard looking to him right now. Can't make the pass. Back out to Dameron, top of the key, working against Fannin. He drives, goes in under the basket. Shot's no good. McKenzie with a big rebound. That's a good place to start if you're a Commodore. Let's get a rebound. Beverly's shot's no good, but he gets his own rebound. He's going to drive over to, kicks it out to Day. Day going to stop at the elbow, puts up a shot, no good. What a tip by Sloan to keep possession of the ball. Now it's up to Dameron. Dameron going to go under the hoop hard against Fannin. That's up and in. I'll tell you what, whatever the Commodores come up with, the Patriots are able to match.
Yeah. Dameron's really aggressive. If he gets into transition, he's going to attack you until somebody stops him.
Yep. McKenzie over to Fannin. Now to Brock. Brock going to drive. He stops, turns, goes up. Shot's no good, but he's going to get fouled.
I think that'll be 3 on Shepard.
Yeah, that's 3 on Shepard. Brock went to the basket hard that time, not able to get the shot to fall, but draws the foul. Tyler Day over getting some last-minute instructions from Coach Hoskins. Brock's free throw is no good. Man, this free throws are killing the Commodores.
Yeah, it's been a story all year long for them. You know, when they played the Griffith Bobcats here in a double overtime game, I think Coach Hoskins said they went 6 for 25.
Yep. Brock misses the second shot as Dameron going to come up the court quick for the Patriots. He's double teamed, gets it over to Sloan. Sloan inside to Napier. Napier going to work Day. Day pokes it away, but Shepard comes back up with it. Now to Dameron. Dameron top of the key. Dribbles in, puts up a wild shot. Tried to draw the foul, but he didn't get it.
Coach King's not happy at all with that one.
Beverly going to stop, put up a jump shot. Rims out, no good. Shepard. Now to Dameron.
Well,
and he's going to get called for walk.
And this is no surprise. Coach King's going to call a timeout, and he's going to say, listen, guys, we've got to take a deep breath and calm down. You know, remember what we did to get this 14-point lead. You know, they're getting a little bit out of control at times and forcing some stuff.
Both of these teams look a little careless right now.
Yeah.
You know, if you're the Wolf County Wolves or a Hazard Bulldog fan, you got to be sitting back saying, man, these two are careless. We got to take advantage of that if we get to play them.
I'm sure neither one of those two teams are thinking about Wednesday just yet. That's a big game coming up here at around 8 o'clock. Everybody make sure they tune back into BSN, and we'll have it live.
There's a lot of folks from them two teams here watching, though.
Absolutely, yeah. when you get down to the Final Four in the 14th region, there is no easy outs. You know, the Commodores, they're not going to lay down. And Coach Hoskins, he's going to keep trying to get his kids to fight. Day's going to come around here and kick back to Beverly.
Beverly looks inside, looking for McKenzie. McGuire says, nope, not in here. Brock going to drive, works in, kicks out to Fannin, open for three. Shot's no good. Shepard with the rebound. Brock comes up with a takeaway to Fannin. Fannin going to go in against Shepard. Gets the bank shot to fall. I think that's Fannin's first field goal of the night. Dameron going to push the ball up the court for the Patriots. Settles things down. Fannin working against him. 4:36 to go here in the third. Shepard with the ball. Shepard over to Dameron. Dameron working against Fannin. I thought they was going to call Dameron on that for hooking him, but they call Fannin. That's 3 on Fannin. I really thought he was going to call Dameron because Dameron put his arm around him and hooked him, looked to me like. That's why I'm up here, not down there. Napier with the ball, inside to Dameron, under the basket. Shot doesn't go, rebound down to Brock. Brock up the court quickly for the Commodores. Dishes to McKenzie underneath. It's up and in. Here come the Commodores as Day tries to tap it away from Napier. 4:10 to go in the third. 10-point game, 26-36.
Well, Coach Hoskins has got his kids playing hard right now. They're finding some loose balls, and they've cut into it a little. They just got to keep chipping away. That ball's going to go off Dameron out of bounds.
Sure is. What a big turnover for the Patriots. Let's see if the Commodores can capitalize on this one.
Chance to get it under 10 for the first time in probably 8 or 10 minutes here.
Beverly looking to inbound the ball for the Commodores. He does to Brock. Brock's open for 3. Nobody on him. Shot's no good. Big rebound by Kobe
Long run
Napier.
out here to Sloan.
Sloan going to go up. He gets that layup.
No one got back for the Commodores there.
Nice assist by Kobe Napier. Beverly over to Brock. Brock looking inside. He's going to go in to the lane. Kick back to Fannin. Fannin's open. Thought about it. Drives. Puts up a shot. Can't get it to roll, but fight for his own rebound. Ball's all over.
That's going to be 4 on Kaiser Sloan now.
Ball was all over the court down here in the left corner. And we got a foul call on Shepard.
Scott Shepard. I'm sorry, 4 on Scott Shepard.
Shepard going to go to the bench. Huff comes in for him. Fannin inbounds the ball for the Commodores to Beverly. Ridge Beverly working against Kobe Napier. Great matchup in this game. Beverly going to step back, shoot the 3.
Big shot there by Beverly.
Nice shot by Ridge Beverly, the freshman for the Commodores. 29-38 as the Commodores try to come roaring back. Dameron working against Fannin.
Blows it out of bounds.
Yes, sir. He's gonna call Dameron for a foul.
On a charge, okay.
He called him for a charge. No matter. The ball goes to the Commodores. Beverly pushes it up the court. Getting loud here in the Coliseum. Beverly working against Dameron. Can't find anything. Dishes to Brock. Brock's going to drive. Spins. Goes up.
Big
time block by
Josh
McGuire. Another block by Huff. Brock going to draw the foul.
We're starting to see some momentum change here, Rob.
We sure are, Lucas. It's getting noisy in here. Big time block by Josh McGuire. But Brock, with the senior maturity, able to come back with the ball and get that after it was blocked. Went back up and draws the foul on Huff. That's his first. Brock missed his first 2 free throw shots. First one's up, and it's good. Man, they need these right now, Lucas.
Yeah, they do. 8-point lead now for Knott Central.
Brock steps to the line, puts up his second shot. No good. Rebound down to Huff. Ball back to Dameron. Dameron's got Fannin all over him. He's going to drive. Kicks over to Napier in the corner for 3, and it's good. I tell you what, that young man says, bring it. Bring it, Commodores.
Well, you know, the Patriots are sort of reeling there, and they get the ball in the hands of their senior leader.
That's who you got to look to.
It's a big shot, you know.
He just seems so calm on the court. Fannin drives in against the trees. McGuire went after it. Rebound down to McGuire after Brock's tap was no good. Dameron going to push it for the Patriots across midcourt. Fannin right out on him now at midcourt. Over to Napier. Napier working against Ridge Beverly. Beverly going after the ball, and they're going to get him for a foul. That'll be 2 on Ridge Beverly. Napier inbounds the ball to Dameron. Dameron working against Fannin out here at the top of the key. Back to Napier. Napier drives in against Day. Going to go up under the basket. Puts up a nice shot off the backboard for Kobe Napier. Day inbounds to Beverly. Now to Brock. Brock going to drive. Goes in.
Nice move there by Brock to avoid the block from McGuire.
Way to protect the ball and go up, make the basket. Nice play by Brock, 32-43. Got another foul on Fannin. Coach Hoskins not real pleased either. 1:37 to go in the third as Fannin's going to come out. 43-32. Knott Central Patriot faithful is loud and in charge right now.
Well, they took the punch the Commodores threw coming out, and they answered. You know, that's what a senior leader laden team does. So we'll see if the Commodores have another run in them.
Number 11, Trayton Woods, comes in for the Commodores. Let's see who this call is going to be on under the basket.
And Rob, you know, the Commodores cut it to 8.
Yeah.
And I think it's real simple what Coach King did. Okay, let's slow down. Let's take a deep breath. It's time to get the ball to Kobe Napier and let him work a little bit.
You're exactly right.
You know, he's took 3 straight shots, hit a 3, hit a bucket on the baseline. Now he's going to the line. You know,
exactly right.
You know, Coach King knows when it comes pressure time, who needs to have the ball. Napier hits a free throw there.
Like we said, nice and calm on the court. Napier hits the first of 2 free throws. 1:27 to go in the third. Patriots look to extend that lead, and they do, 45-32 here in the third period.
Commodores to have a shot in the fourth. Really got to try to get it under 10 here.
Brock going to drive, goes in, and he gets the shot as it falls. And the foul is going to be called on Sloan. I think that's his third. No, I'm wrong. I thought he had 2 in the first half. Brock's first free throw is in. 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Just like you said, they've got it to 10. Let's see if they can keep it there for or maybe eat into it a little more for the last minute. Ball goes sailing out of bounds, but Brock had a finger on it, so it's going to go out on the Patriots or out on the Commodores.
I look for Napier maybe to go back door here. Commodores are really overplaying him here.
Yeah.
I look from the clear side out and maybe go back door with Kobe Napier. McGuire loses it but gets it back.
Loses it. Huff looks to go inside, tries to dish to Napier. Napier comes up with it, up and in. Really able to make something out of nothing there. That's why you want Kobe Napier with his hands on the ball. Beverly brings the ball up the court. Less than 45 seconds to go now. Over to Woods. Inside to Brock. Brock puts up a jump shot, no good. McKenzie with the rebound. Over to Woods. Woods drives, goes in. Big block by Josh McGuire.
You got to know where you're at on the floor, you know, if you're Woods.
He didn't need to be driving in.
You can't drive in there when McGuire's waiting on you. You're going to have Drake Sloan check in here for Kent Dameron.
Coach King going to bring Shepard back in.
Very risky move here by Coach King. Shepard's got 4.
He's going to give McGuire a rest.
Patriots have went to a 2-3 zone on the underneath OB here.
Inside to McKenzie. McKenzie drives, goes in, and they're going to call the charge. You're exactly right, Lucas. Shepard stayed at home.
That's a great job by Shepard, you know, to have the courage to take that with 4 fouls. You know, he could have fouled out in the third quarter there, but he done a real good job of taking that charge.
Coach King gave some advice to McGuire. He sits Shepard brings McGuire right back in. A great few seconds of play for Shepard as he goes in and takes that charge. That foul was on McKenzie. This one, I think it's going to be, yep, that's going to be on Ridge Beverly.
3 on Beverly,
yeah.
And now Knott will go shoot 1 and 1.
Yep. Drake Sloan getting ready to come back in, I believe. Huff, Dameron, Napier, Sloan. McGuire's going to come out as Huff comes back in, or Shepard comes back in.
Sloan will take out Dameron if he makes the second, I think.
I think so. (35-48).
That charge was a big call. I think it was the right call, but it was a big call, you know, because they would have cut it to 10 again.
Yeah.
And now, you know, it's getting pushed it back to 13.
McKenzie with the rebound. Beverly brings the ball up the court for the Commodores. Sets the offense. Waiting on the last shot possibly here. 12 seconds to go in the third. We'll get things moving with about 8 seconds. Here we go. Beverly going to stop, put up a 3.
Big shot there. Don't go.
Good. McKenzie battle for the rebound, and Colby Napier does the smart thing, protects the ball. Not going to take a 13-point lead. We're going to take a quick break here in between the third and fourth quarter and let our producer take over for a few seconds. All right, folks, we're back. We got a fresh 8 minutes on the scoreboard, and we're getting ready to kick off this fourth quarter. Lucas, what are you saying for Coach Hoskins down here for the Commodores right now?
Well, you know, obviously you got to find a sense of urgency. You know, you're down 13 with 8 minutes to go in your season, and, you know, it's now or never. You got time for one run, and, you know, it's got to start as soon as this quarter starts. You can't wait and start making your run with 3 or 4 minutes. You know, Knott's too good of a team to let you score 13 or 14 unanswered. So you've got to chip away, and you've got to get it down to 6 or 7. And then with 3 or 4 minutes to go, make it a ball game.
Huff tries to dish it.
He did.
Yeah, he traveled. He tried to dish it inside to McGuire, but gets called for the travel.
Coach King was upset with Napier there. He thought Napier should just held on to that and got him into the offense.
Yeah. Beverly passes over to Dameron, or Brock, my bad.
Woods for 3, no good.
3 by the youngster, no good. McKenzie
stepped out of bounds. Sure
and
did.
Napier both fighting for it, and they're going to say McKenzie stepped on the out of bounds line.
Perry's had 2 or 3 times where they got an extra possession off a hustle play and lost it on, you know, just bad luck stepping out of bounds. Yeah.
Dameron looks for Napier. He's working against Beverly. They got double team pressure by the Commodores. He gets it over to Sloan. Sloan gets it across midcourt up to McGuire. McGuire's looking. Over to Dameron. Dameron cross court to Huff. Now in the corner to Napier. Man, watch the big guys work inside. Yeah. Sloan going to drive. Goes in against Woods. That foul's on Woods. That'll be his first, I believe. Yep. 35-48, 7:18 to go in the fourth. Castle's going to come in for Woods. Sloan at the free throw line. Shot is up and good.
Kaiser Sloan shoots 67% from the line. Looks like we have some debris on the ball court.
Sloan steps up for his second free throw shot. Nice looking shot by Kaiser Sloan as it drops. 50-35, 15-point lead. 7:13 to go in the fourth. Beverly over to Castle. Castle looks to Brock. Brock going to drive against Dameron. Goes in against McGuire. Nice shot by Brock. Commodores within 13. Dameron drives, dishes to Napier. Nice pass, but he can't get the shot to fall. That one usually goes for Kobe Napier. Day comes up the court against Dameron. Over to Beverly. Over around the free throw line to Castle from the corner for three. No good. Fight for the rebound. Uh-oh. Two big men hit the floor going after that rebound.
I think that foul's going to be on McGuire.
I think so, too. Just two on McGuire at this point. He's played a very smart ball game, Lucas.
Checking to see if it should be 1-1, but it's not yet.
Beverly going to inbound the ball for the Commodores. Over to Brock. Brock fakes, drives in against McGuire, bumps, puts up a nice shot, but it too hard off the backboard. Dameron comes down with the rebound, pushes it up to Sloan. Sloan looks inside, can't find anything. Now to McGuire. McGuire going to spin on McKenzie. Shot's no good. McKenzie with the rebound.
He done a good job that time taking away that spin to the baseline.
Yep. Day loses the ball. Scrap for it on the ground between Napier, Day, and Brock. Jump ball called.
And stay with
and
Perry
it's going to
County.
stay with the Commodores. Getting a little scrappy here in the fourth quarter.
Well, anytime you've got kids out there playing what could be their last game, you know, they're going to not leave anything left for chance.
Beverly for the Commodores. Dribble between the legs, working against Napier. Freshman against senior. He's going to drive against Dameron now. Looks, dishes to Brock. Brock drives, goes in, puts up a layup, no good. He's trailing Huff hard. Goes for the ball. Huff throws it out of bounds. Turnover to the Commodores. Day will inbound the ball for PCC. Up to Beverly. Brings across midcourt. Going to put up a nice jump shot. No good. Rebound, Colby Napier. Dameron back to Napier. Working against Tyler Day. Now back to Dameron. Beverly went after the ball. Couldn't make the steal. Dish over in the corner to a wide open Huff for three. Rims out, no good. Big rebound by McKenzie.
I don't think that's a shot Coach King likes right now.
I don't think so either.
You know, up 13. You know, if Kobe Napier shoots that shot, that's one thing.
Right now, you'd rather see some more minutes come off the board than points go up if you're a Patriot. Beverly working against Napier over on the right wing. Now back top of the key over to Castle. Castle inside to Brock. He's going to put up a shot at the free throw line over McGuire. No good. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Commodores.
Coach Hoskins is going to try to get an offensive set here on this under OB. He really needs a bucket. We'll take a chance to thank our tournament sponsors during this timeout. Appalachian Regional Healthcare. ARH is the healthcare service of Appalachia. First Trust Bank, great people, great banking and financial services. Locations in Hazard, London, and Richmond. Law offices of David A. Johnson, Eastern Kentucky attorneys representing Eastern Kentucky people. Call the Car Wreck Professionals. Locations in Hazard and Jackson. Appalachian Wireless, serving Eastern Kentucky. Better service, bigger savings. Get the best phones on the App Wireless Advantage plan. PDQ Sales and Service, formerly Jackson Wholesale, serving the wholesale needs and supplying Eastern Kentucky. Also has Tactical Strike, effective in killing the COVID-19 virus. Go Time Steak and Shake. Refresh, refill, and refuel at Go Time. 6 locations for your convenience. Steak and Shake in Hazard, great food, and a great price. I'm personally extremely excited, Rob, that the go time in Slade is getting a Little Caesars.
Well, that's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Beverly inbounds the ball for the Commodores. He finds Day. 4:58 to go in the fourth. Beverly with it now, top of the key. Gonna dribble around to the right. Goes in the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Tipped. Brock comes down with it. Now over to Castle to Day. Day's hot from three-point land, but he drives. Puts up a shot, no good. Shepard with the rebound for the Patriots.
Commodores just can't seem to get over that hump of 10, 12, 13 points.
Colby Napier going to drive into the basket. He went to make a pass to McGuire. Don't think McGuire was ready for it. Ball goes out of bounds. Costly turnover for the Patriots.
I'm pretty sure Josh McGuire probably expected Napier to shoot that ball. Yeah.
Beverly going to drive around the screen of McKenzie. Now back out, pass cross court to Castle. Castle back to Brock. Brock looks inside. Dribbles in, spins. Dishes back to McKenzie. McKenzie goes in, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound down to McGuire. Nice pressure by the Commodores right now, and McGuire going to call timeout. A little bit of tension between McGuire and McKenzie there. Big men been going at it hard under the basket all night. 4:03 to go in the fourth. 50-37, Patriots with the lead.
Perry hasn't been able to cut into the lead. I think it was 14 or 13 to start the fourth quarter, and you know, it probably running out of time. Definitely running out of time if they can't find a little magic and get some turnovers.
Well, they got to have a sense of urgency. They got to get things going now. They can't be content to wait.
They're using 30, 40 seconds every time they have the ball, and then Knott is going to do the same thing. You just run out of time before you can make a comeback.
Shepard inbounds to McGuire. Now over to Sloan. Commodores with pressure. Dameron just about loses the ball. He does. Day comes up with it. Goes in under the basket. Gets that shot to fall. 39-50, 11-point game. Day knocks that one out of bounds. As Shepard tried to inbound the ball to Napier.
The Patriots are too crowded up front here. They've got four guys above the free throw line. They need to send somebody long and space the floor a little bit.
Dameron tries to outrun Fannin. Going to slow things down over in front of the Patriot bench. Fannin went for the ball. Couldn't find it. Sloan comes up with it to McGuire.
Kaiser Sloan there.
Nice basket by McGuire after that assist from Sloan. Beverly passes to Fannin. Fannin thought about the three, goes inside to Brock. Brock picks up a shot, and it rolls in. Nice roll for the senior.
Ball's deflected.
Shepard comes up with it on the floor, gets it to Dameron. Dameron pushes it up the court, dishes over in the corner to Napier. Napier going to take a long three, partially blocked.
Hit him on the hand.
Partially blocked by Day, and they're going to get him for the foul. Tyler Day's not happy about that, but always innocent until proven guilty. Colby Napier will go to the free throw line. 6 fouls on the Patriots, or on the not Central Patriots, and 9 on the Commodores here in this half. Colby Napier's first shot, no good. Young man usually hits that shot. Steps to the line for his second. Shot is up, and it's good. Final shot. It rims out. Day with the rebound over to Beverly. Beverly pushes it up the court. Working against Napier. Drives inside, backs it out.
This is where we talked about you got to find that sense of urgency.
You're right. Fannin went up with a shot, no good. McKenzie had the rebound, tried to go back up with it and lost it. We got a foul underneath. It's going to be on McGuire. and they'll send McKenzie to the line. That's 3 on McGuire. Still a pretty smart game defensively for McGuire at this point. .252 to go. McKenzie for the Commodores with one more, puts it up, and it falls in.
Go. 10-point lead.
Patriots get it inbound to Kaiser Sloan. Sloan tries to get it to Shepard, and he does. Over to Dameron. Dameron pushes it across midcourt. He's going to drive. He goes in. Dishes to Napier. Napier goes up. I love that combo of Dameron and Napier. They're pretty confident when it gets late in the ball game. They look for one another. Fannin inside to McKenzie. McKenzie works against McGuire. Spins, goes up, gets the roll. Nice basket by McKenzie. Sloan beats the pressure, gets across midcourt, dishes inside to Napier. Napier stops, drives around on the right side of the lane, puts up a nice bank shot off the backboard. 2 more for Kobe Napier. Day comes down for the Commodores, dishes to Brock. Brock going to drive against Dameron. Backs it out, now goes back in again, dishes to Fannin at the 3-point line, no good. Big rebound by Josh McGuire. Day tries to take it away, gets it to Brock. Day under the basket for 2 more for the Commodores. 47-57. Brock going to get called for that bump. 1:42 to go, 10-point lead for the Patriots. Commodores just trying to get something to go their way right now.
Yeah, they seem to cut it to 12, cut it to 10, and haven't been able to get down to that 2-possession score, all half, and time's running out.
Yep.
They need a miss or 2 here, and they get one on the first one.
Dameron at the free throw line, misses the first. Second shot is up, and it's good. That'll make it 58-47, 11-point lead for the Patriots. Beverly for the Commodores working against Napier. Here we go again. Drives around from the elbow, puts up a shot, nice jump shot, and it's good. Coach Hoskins going to get a full timeout.
Cuts it to 9, and that was a quick score. That's what we've been talking about. You got to find those scores 5-10 seconds into your possession, not 30-40 seconds in.
We'll take another quick minute to thank our 14th Region Tournament sponsors, Appalachian Regional Healthcare, First Trust Bank, the law offices of David A. Johnson, Appalachian Wireless, PDQ Sales and Service, Go Time, and Steak and Shake. Big thanks to these tournament sponsors here in the 14th Region Tournament. Happy that they could join us and help bring the action to all the fans on BSN. We want to say a special thanks to everybody that's watching us on YouTube, Facebook, or on our web link. If you don't mind, we're only about 20 people away from having that 1,000-member subscription on YouTube. If you know anybody, make sure that if they're not subscribed, to get them to go over there. It is free, folks. It's a free subscription. You'll be able to watch us on YouTube and give us a little bit more opportunities to do things for you. 1:30 to go here in the fourth. 49-58. And 2 over there is up to no good.
Yeah, you can't.
I think we can call out Shorty Combs and
David
Kyle from over here. They know we're talking about them.
Yeah.
Dameron gets the ball inside now to Shepard. Dameron going to drive around Brock. He gets it across midcourt over to Napier. Kobe double teamed. He's going to drive through it, go to the basket, dishes over to Kaiser Sloan. Kaiser working against Ridge Beverly. Now to Dameron, top of the key, working against Fannin. They're going to get Day for that. No, they call that one on Beverly.
It's 4 on Beverly.
I just didn't see that one.
No, I didn't see much contact there.
I know he was rushing in, but Dameron back at the line. He hits the first. 1:15 to go in the fourth. Patriots try to extend this lead. Get a little comfort zone, if you will, as the Commodores are trying to draw some momentum and get back. Draws iron on the first one, no good. Or second one, no good. Brock going to go into the lane. Tries to dish today and misses, and ball goes out of bounds. 1:07 to go, 49-59, still a 10-point game. Shepard tries to get the ball in bounds, can't find anybody, has to call a timeout.
I think that might be Coach King's last.
I think that is. I was just going to say, I think that's not.
Oh, Coach King has a couple more.
All
okay.
right.
I thought he called a couple in the first half.
Well, I'm glad we got Ty back up here.
Ty will keep it straight.
So Coach King going to get his Patriots in front of him, sits them down for a little talk. Coach Hoskins has his Commodores down in front of him here to our left. 49-59, 10-point game. 1 minute and 7 seconds left here in this first semifinal of the 14th region tournament. Had some great matchups in this game. Underneath, we really saw McKenzie and McGuire able to get after one another. Colby Napier and Dameron working against Ridge Beverly. It's been a great contest to watch.
Yeah, you know, I think Knott's senior maturity kind of took over and stretched the lead out, and they've kind of maintained 10, 12, 13-point lead throughout. And Perry's just never been able to get over that hump and get it down to 6 or 7. They got it down to 8 and 9 a couple times, I think. But most of the second half, it's been, you know, at 10. I like how Coach King spaced his guys out right here. Makes it a lot harder to trap.
Shepard tries to get the ball in bounds. He does to Dameron. He's guarded heavily by Fannin. Fannin tries to pick off the ball, but chases it out of bounds right in front of the Commodore bench.
It's just been one of them days for the Commodores.
Yeah.
You know, they've made hustle play after hustle play and just never been able to try to get over the ball and get over that hump.
Ball inbounds to Sloan, and it's knocked out of bounds again. And that time it's knocked out of bounds, going to go to the Commodores. Sloan was unable to hold on to it. Brock inbounds to Beverly. 1 minute exactly to go in the fourth.
Commodores got to score quick.
Got to have a three or a big-time basket underneath and a foul. Shot by Beverly's no good. Big rebound by McGuire. Dameron tries to break the double-team press.
And the bad thing now is,
going to get called for the foul.
They're in the double bonus, and they're shooting 2 every time they go to the line.
How many fouls is that on Fannin? That's 5.
That's 5 on Fannin.
So Fannin will go to the bench with 5 fouls, and Castle will come in for Coach Hoskins' Commodores to finish out the fourth period. Dameron's first shot is good. Second free throw by Dameron is good. 61-49. Beverly brings it up for the Commodores, working against Dameron, drives inside, dishes to McKenzie. McKenzie goes up, can't get the shot to fall, gets his own rebound, goes back up, no good, gets his rebound again. That one falls. Brock just had to do that. You got to stop the clock at this point. You don't want to send Dameron to the line again, but at this point you about have to.
You know, this one's probably over. Knott came out really in the first quarter and a half and took control of the game. And it's kind of been in cruise control. You know, Perry hit them with a couple punches.
They got a little comfortable a couple times, but they were able to. Coach B.B. King able to get them calmed back down and keep them in control. Dameron's shot is good. 63-51, 28 seconds to go in the fourth. Beverly going to stop, put up a long three, and it's good. Quick timeout by Coach Hoskins. I think that's his last. Yep.
Cuts it to 9, but just 22.7 left, and the
too little, too late.
Patriots are in the double bonus. You know, so if they hit 1 out of 2, it's still a 4-possession game at that point. Just really hard from here. We want to remind everybody we'll have post-game press conferences immediately following the game with the winning and non-winning team. And then at 8 o'clock, we'll have Hazard and Wolfe County battling to see who's going to get to play the Knott County Patriots in the finals, most likely.
It's been a very interesting matchup. The Patriots just, you got to look at the same aspect we talked about in the last game we called. Just the maturity, the senior leadership of the Patriots goes a long way in this game, just like it did against the Bobcats.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Patriots, Coach King starting 4 seniors says a lot about
that
his
have played
club.
in a ton of pressure ball
games. Yeah. .7 left here in the fourth. Inbounds to Napier under the basket, and he's fouled quickly by Castle.
A unique out-of-bounds set there. You had 4 Patriots out of bounds.
Thought they were going to run sprints.
Yeah, well, that's you have to honor that because you can't go right down there on the baseline because somebody gets a run and go, they're going to run past you, and that's kind of how they handle that. 2 people do go long, and the other one just steps in.
Napier's first free throw is good. Colby Napier, fine senior for the Patriots, had an outstanding game tonight. Second shot drops. Brock inbounds to Beverly. Beverly comes up the court quickly for the Commodores. Drives in the lane, puts up a shot good, and draws the foul. Nice play by Beverly that time, coast to coast, under the basket. Gets the shot to fall and the foul. 16.7 left in this one. Freshman goes to the line for the Commodores. Shot is up and no good. Can't get it to drop. Shepard with the rebound, and he's fouled by McKenzie to stop the clock once again. That's 4 on McKenzie. As we'll walk to this end of the court again, and Scott Shepard will take his turn at the free throw line for the Patriots. Shot is no good. Second shot by Shepard is in and good. Brock inbounds to Beverly. Long 3 by Beverly, and it's good. 9, 8, 7. Time continues to tick away. A little bit too late for the Commodores.
Yeah. Have one more foul here.
Sloan going to be fouled over in the corner. We're going to call that one on Castle. 2.8 left in this one, Lucas, 66-59.
Looking ahead, Knott County is 1-1 against Wolfe County and 1-0 against Hazard, but that win against Hazard was also the first day of the season at Knott County.
Yeah.
So, I don't know that you can put a whole lot of stock in that, as far as
Well, that Wolfe County club was a different ball club early in the year, too.
Yeah, the Wolves came out of the gate slow and then played them a couple weeks later at Wolfe and beat them.
I think by far they're the best team in the region right now, yet to be seen. But as Beverly puts up a shot at the buzzer, and that's going to bring us to the end of this first semifinal matchup between Prairie Central and the Knott Central Patriots. Patriots come away 68-59, victorious here in this first matchup. We'll take a quick break and go to commercial and come back and recap this one here on BSN.
Appalachian Wireless puts service, towers, and technology in areas that other carriers won't. With almost 300 towers in our 29 county coverage area, we know for our communities to grow, they have to have connectivity to succeed. That's why Appalachian Wireless's primary focus is to provide support and service to communities that are in our coverage area. Advancing the gap between technology and communities is our goal of providing a better tomorrow for Appalachia. We are the region's best and most reliable network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
PDQ Sales and Services, formerly known as Jackson Wholesale Company, is a locally owned and operated convenience store and grocery store supplier with a full line of products. They have ice cream, groceries, meat, dairy, candy, and more. They even have janitorial supplies including Tactical Strike disinfectant. Tactical Strike has been approved by the EPA to kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Give PDQ a call today at 606-666-2495.
You may recognize us from some of our more lighthearted ads, but here at the law office of David A. Johnson, we take wrecks seriously, especially big truck wrecks.
Our attorneys live and work in the same communities as our clients. You may run into them at the grocery store, you may see them at the post office, but one place big insurance companies don't want to see them is here in the courtroom.
With over 35 years of experience, our clients get paid.
If you're involved in an accident, call the Car Wreck Pros.
All right, folks, we're back at Fairce Woods Coliseum. Great venue for the regional tournament here in the 14th region. First semifinal matchup finds the Patriots victorious over the Prairie Central Commodores, 68-59. Great win for Coach King and the Patriots. Lucas, you got some final thoughts on this one before we break away?
Yeah, I think the field goal percentages obviously was a big factor. Perry was 24 for 67 from the field for the game, and Knott was 22 for 35. That put Perry at shooting, right around 35%, and Knott shot 62%. And then at the free throw line, there was a big discrepancy. Of course, Perry was fouling, in the fourth for a long period of time. Knott went 21 for 27, and Perry only attempted 12 and went 5 for 12. So, in a 9-point game, that's a big difference.
Well, once again, we talk about some of the free throw woes of the Commodores, and that really made a difference in this one, too. The game seemed to be kind of out of reach, but Beverly able to come down and hit a three, got them within 9 there late. Commodores, no matter what they tried, seemed like the Patriots just had an answer for them tonight, and Coach King's team will advance now to the finals in the 14th region, and they'll play the winner of the next matchup, Wolfe County Wolves against the Hazard Bulldogs. Folks, that's going to wrap this one up for us here at BSN.
Switch over to check the post-game press conferences out, though, here and coming in the next few minutes.
We'll have a press conference going up just here shortly. We'll get the winning team and runners-up, if you will, both in there here in just a few minutes. If you'll switch over, I think they'll be on – will that be on Facebook, YouTube, both? Yep, they'll be on both. So be watching for that. That'll come up live here in a few minutes for the live broadcast of this first semifinal match between the Patriots and the Commodores. That'll do it for us here at BSN. For Lucas Miller and Ty Back, this is Rob Hounshell. We'll see you in a few minutes.